Let's bring it closer to home. Well, I got it here. Don't you just have a little patience with the
Hold your
mayor.
horses.
Here it is. I have it. I have it.
Ponies.
I have it.
Yes, hold the ponies from Stillwater.
You know, last week I toyed with the idea that Walz and the administrators he chooses, the fraud is so rampant and stems from so many agencies dispensing money to nonprofits. There's a bill, by the way, in the House to end that. I hope to God it passes, giving money to nonprofits. That I said Walz and his administrators have to be involved, however allegedly. And I'm prepared to take that to the next level.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
I think that the Walz administration, now calling for a $7 billion deficit, by the way, in the budget.
$6
billion. I think the Walz and his administration, and I'll have to keep using allegedly, I think they're in a purposeful redistribution of wealth. I think that's what Walz probably stands for ideologically. We got hints of it with his wife. We got hints of it with his daughter. We get hints of it. I think he is purposely involved in the redistribution of wealth in this state. And that these frauds went unchecked by him for so long. And I think the game he was playing is, well, if we can get away with it, let's just keep getting away with it until the law steps in, and then we'll have to pretend that we're concerned, which is exactly what's happened. Exactly what's happened. The MDE head, Heather Mueller, she leaves conveniently when the law begins to intervene. And then you had the latest Department of Human Rights executive, what was her name? Sari Tadpole, or what the hell was her name? She left when we learned of the daycare fraud and the autism fraud.
I know who he means.
I know, so I do too. So I believe we not only have been played, we've been played dramatically and significantly to redistribute the tax collections that Minnesota receives from the people who get up and go to work every day. That money has been redistributed. And you even have some of the Somalis involved in the food fraud saying, Aimee Bock showed us the American dream. Well, from the administration standpoint of view in Minnesota, the American dream, they deserve the American dream, and they were handed the American dream. They didn't have to work for it. It was a redistribution of wealth. And any doubt that Aimee Bock, however allegedly, was their ringleader has come out. There's a great video shown on the news last night.
Jody Harpstead.
And I think these administrative leaders serve their purpose until it's wisest counsel to move them on and then replace them with somebody else who has no dirt yet. I'm not saying Harpstead is guilty of anything. I'm not saying Mueller's guilty of anything. I'm saying they had to be aware of the overriding insistence from the governor's office that this is going to happen until the law catches us, allegedly. But we're at $610 billion in fraud and counting. Come on. Could everybody please wake up? This is by design.
Right.
That's my new understanding of this. It's by design.
But if you say that, see, I don't know why I disagree with you. I can't put it into words. I think if you say that, you have to accuse the whole DFL in Minnesota of fraud.
I do.
And that they placed this useful idiot there on purpose.
I do.
That they offered him up for election.
I absolutely do.
And that he has his own daydream bullshit agenda, and they're saying to him, yeah, go ahead and pursue that. Meanwhile, so they're keeping him busy while they have their hands in the till.
This is $7 billion to a Climate United coalition microscopically. This is exactly what the feds have been doing.
So
And yes, I blame the DFL.
You don't think it's just a wonderful coincidence for these people that are stealing so much?
No, too much money's involved. Too many entities are involved. Child
Well, you're
care,
going to have to come up with some
autism,
proof.
food fraud. Of course I am.
Joe, if you keep pursuing this, because these are serious allegations.
And I keep
you're
using the
making.
word allegedly.
Yeah,
Why
and
do you think
allegedly,
I'm
I got
using-
bad news for you, buddy.
Yeah.
That's not going to stop a lawsuit. You will lose.
I got news for you.
Allegedly means nothing.
Perry Mason, listen to me.
No, Joe, allegedly means
Well,
absolutely nothing.
Let me back you up, Mayor, because wasn't it yesterday Johnny had the story of the one fraudster that apparently had already been involved in a different fraudster that we revealed in trial yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Chris, all those people are people that are taking advantage of this moron who's running the state.
Okay, I guess I see what you're
Okay,
saying.
and where I've taken it is to the next level, believing that the moron has done something intentionally.
I don't think he's smart enough. I think he's an idiot who's pursuing his own agenda, and they're saying, "Yep, go after that, Tim. Keep it up.
Hey.
Good job." Meanwhile, they're robbing the state blind.
Kenny, he's not an idiot. He's a knucklehead.
Right. Well, you know what I mean. Same thing. I don't know, Joe. You're going to have to come up with proof for that one. I love where you're going. I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to fight you, but I don't think he's the evil genius that you're giving
Well,
him
I'm going to
credit
stop
for.
myself because I don't want to end up in court.
It might not be you.
Yeah. Well,
What you need the lefty media to look into this.
they won't.
Right. Well, that's what
Well,
you
wait a
need.
minute. Hold on, Preebs. Let's think this out. You ending up at court might be damn good for the show.
Yeah.
It's good publicity.
No, So I have to go with the company line, which is, boy, what a coincidence that every single entity we can think of has suffered fraud.
No, what was the line we stole from Representative Rarick? Help me understand.
Yeah, help me understand this.
Hang on.
Well, we need somebody on the inside.
Well, find me a late Garofalo quote. I'll accept him from Twitter because I know who he is.
Okay.
But I think he alluded to something that is along the lines of which I am speaking.
God, I even spell his name wrong when I look him up.
I need somebody more than an unnamed source and somebody from the left who can give you evidence, proof.
Nobody from the left is going to give me any
Well,
evidence
that's what
of
you
anything.
need if you want to pursue
All right.
this. You
3
know it
hours
as well
ago,
as-
Pat Garofalo, AOAO. Minnesota releases our updated budget forecast assumptions today at 9:30. Prediction: worse, much worse. When government increases spending by 38%, you can expect a fiscal calamity. We are paying for the sins of the last session's
But
unsustainable
Chris,
spending increases.
that doesn't have anything to do with fraud or future
I
fraud.
thought I read one where he was intimating some knowledge of fraudulent behavior.
There is an epidemic of government-funded NGO fraud. Regardless of party, DOJ needs to keep digging. Congress needs to defund. As we learn more about this at the federal level, Minnesotans need to stay focused on our own state, which has the worst COVID fraud in the nation.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Again, Minnesota is a microcosm of what's happening federally. Let's just leave it at that. That the Minnesota government is too big, it gives too much money to NGOs, it gives too much money to nonprofits, and much of it ends up fraudulently spent.
May I share one more? Because it pertains to you directly.
If it's from Garofalo.
It is. If you are an opponent of DOJ who no longer wants to drive your slightly used Tesla, let me know. I'll help you stick it to Elon Musk by buying your car from you far below market value. That will really show him. Yeah. God, he's funny.
Man, he loves those Teslas.
You got to follow the kickback money. Does it stop where they're saying it stopped, or did it go any higher?
In the Feeding Our Future scandal in Minnesota, so far we've only got it going back to Aimee Bock, however, allegedly.
Yeah, and we need to find out if it ended there or if it goes further than her. Then I think you have a story. and
Okay, I
something
continue to
pursue.
say this, and I've said this all along. I don't think Walz lined his pocket. but I now wish to assign to him a greater responsibility for it than we did, say, a year ago.
What's in it for him, though, if he didn't line his pocket?
The fact that he's a Chinese agent.
Allegedly.
The fact that